Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good wherever you are in the world. It doesn't matter what time it is for you right now, because all that matters is that it's audit time. Let's do this.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to vidIQ. After a week's break, we are back and ready to rock. If this is your first time here, we have a YouTube tool and channel that aims to educate you on your YouTube journey. And in today's live stream case, we are going to audit your channel. There is a link in the video description. If you haven't already submitted your channel for auditing, make sure to do that now, because you could be audited over the next hour. I am joined, as always, by the guest with the best, who goes by the name of Travis McPherson. I don't know why I'm saying it like this, but hello, Travis. Welcome to the wonderful audience. And we're going to be honest here. Travis and I decided to delay this week's live stream because we literally lost our voices. And I'll tell you why that is, because last week we were not doing live streams over the interwebs. We were doing it live at VidSummit. And boy, they are amazing, fantastic, super fun, but they are absolutely exhausting. And after you've talked to 50 people over the course of 2 days about their channels, you need a little bit of R&R, and Travis and I just needed to take the morning off. Travis, welcome to the live stream as usual.
Super excited to be back. Saw some of you in person, which was amazing, awesome, and wonderful. Thank you for dropping by the booth and hanging with me. But now we are back doing the live stream, doing the channel audit thing on another incredible Tuesday. So let's get it going.
Folks, there is one piece of extra swag that you can see on screen now. If you can spot where it is, we give loads of stuff away at these summits, but if you can spot the little bit of swag that's on screen now, which is a bit of a new addition to my studio, do let us know. We're going to say hello to the following people. Include Tombo, the Gaming Master, Mystic Flare, Black Dragon 17, Profile Style, Beauty by Sheila Lynn, Super Ships, Pumpkin Queen, Some Dog, I Wanna Roll, Slap Flish Jr., Game Night 333, Moto, Jasper 2 Fly, Caracola, Bella, Mikey Ferreira. Wow, I haven't gone to username pronunciation lessons, but I was just on fire there. Travis, who else are we saying hello to as it goes absolutely nuts now for you?
I'm super intimidated right now. Okay. Incredibly Average Joe, Laser Correa, Bragon, your favorite ghost producer, Mr. Unthinkable. I don't know if if I'm duplicating people like we did that 1 week. Doing Exploring, and Slavgard. I don't know if you said it, Slavgard.
And we also want to say thank you, as we always do, to our wonderful moderators, including today HFS, The Artist Heaven, and Paul Peck Drywall, who's also in the house. I managed to meet him at VidSummit last week, so I want to say personally thank you very much for your effort and all of the moderators. We actually met quite a few moderators at VidSummit. It was fantastic to see those people who do all of this work unpaid. We never ask them to do it, and they volunteer their time, and we really do appreciate that every single week. Thank you very much. I salute you. All right, if this is your first time here on the channel audit, let me quickly explain what happens, as we're going to try and get through as many channel audits as we can. There is a form in the video description. Fill it out. Simple as that. Doesn't cost any money. You may be selected for an audit. How this generally works is that Travis and I will sift through the list beforehand and try and pick out a good mix of channels, and then we will go completely random for the rest of the live stream. So no matter if you submit now, you submitted yesterday, or you submitted in about 10 minutes, you do have a chance of getting your channel audited. Apologies in advance if we cannot review your channel this week. We get loads of submissions. I can't tell you how many submissions we've had this week, because I completely forgot to purge the list last week, which means we've got about 500 submissions right now. But don't worry, we're not going to count any of the ones from last week or 2 weeks ago. I've checked the dates of when they were submitted, so we're only looking at those submissions that were made yesterday when this live stream went public. Thank you very much, by the way, to Cooper Landing Fishing Guide for the super chat. Very much appreciated the $20 there, but as a good segue to say that even if you do get us a super chat, which is very appreciated, that will not guarantee you a channel audit, because we don't want to create a financial barrier to any of this. If you don't get your channel audited this week, then we've got a cool little tool that I quickly want to show you, and it is on this desktop here. If you download the vidIQ Chrome extension, you'll get all of these tools down the left-hand side. Click on channel audit, and bam, that is your 24/7 channel audit guru telling you everything about about your channel, from what's going well, what needs to be done, what we need to fix. For example, my titles are apparently too long over the last month, so I need to fix that. Shame on me. But yeah, this is part of the vidIQ tools. Download it, free to download, and that, as you see on screen, is just the tip of the vidIQ iceberg. We've got all sorts of tools to help you along your way. What else have I missed here, Travis? Let's have a look. That is right. Our opinions are based off our first impressions. Sometimes we get it wrong, but we're putting our feet in the shoes of first-time viewers, and if they can't interpret what your channel is, if we can't, then your viewers going to have even less of a chance. Sorry, Travis, I cut you off there. You were about to say something.
Yeah, we're supposed to push people to Tube Talk to vote for the podcast awards. Apparently, I didn't know there was podcast awards.
Oh right, we have submitted ourselves for the Tube Talk thingy-me-jig. I'm gonna try and find a link for that in a little moment. But there is we have submitted ourselves for the awards for the podcasts. I will check that soon. I think Leron's telling us that, so I will check for you there, Leron. But yeah, do make sure to submit the Tube Talk podcast for a award that we are applying for. And I think the deadline is today, so do it quickly if you can. Even if your channel is not selected for the channel audits, about 80 to 90% of the things we tell you during a live stream will apply to your channel, because there's lots of things that apply to everybody. Thumbnails, strategy, focus, titles, that type of thing. You can pick up that strategy, apply it to your topic, and it should help you grow your channel. With all that being said, I just want to get into it this week, Travis. I just want to audit as many channels as we can and help those creators. So can you confirm that you can now see my screen?
I can. We should probably mention the one thing that I think you said it was put in the YouTube stories about some subscriber lists being purged this week.
Oh, that is also right. If you've got a message in the Creator Studio that your channel may be being purged for subscribers, don't worry, that's not a personal attack on your channel. It's happening to all video creators. This happens 3 or 4 times a year. And we've got a video coming out on that on Thursday, I believe. I've already filmed it. I just want to release it after we've got our live streams out of the way this week. All right, Travis, are you ready?
All right, yes.
Let's do this. I'm pressing a button, which should hopefully bring up that lovely transition. And now it means that we can go to my screen, which is going to share the first channel, which is Davey Chinchilla, vlogs and more. Travis, you start this one up while I try and get your face on screen in the bottom left-hand corner.
All right, here we go. So this one is kind of a, looks like a, well, here's the thing. The question about what your channel offers to viewers is incredibly important. And the reality is people can't, if people don't know what that thing is, then there's no way for them to be able to gain the value that you're trying to give them. So I look at this channel. If I look at the banner, I know that there's a name associated with it, but I don't exactly know. I get vlogs, but what does that mean to me? If you're not famous, I need to get some value. So here's been my suggestion for everyone. If you're doing a vlog or something, you should be teaching as well, giving value to a person so that they can come back and be interested in what you're doing. So if we look down here, Andrew Yang Surprise concert, there's some concert information, some concert videos. There's a first time using the wireless Go. There's Paris, there's Geneva. It almost would make more sense if you just made this like a travel vlog instead of, trying to hit like the wireless Go, and there's some camera stuff. It's so all over the place that I think the value proposition becomes a little bit lost. So I think it's super important to keep with what works. And right now, those concerts seem to have done really well. 41K and 1,000.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe more of those. And certainly when YouTube has found a group of people to watch your content doing a specific thing, you should try to do more of it if you can. If not, I just think it makes more sense to you to figure out if you want to be like a travel vlog or about cameras and stuff, and stick to one or the other. Going back and forth is only going to just kind of separate your potential audience until you become bigger, in which case then you can do all the things.
Yeah, I think it always makes me a little nervous when somebody says vlogs. That encompasses quite a lot already. And more. Whoa. Where is the channel going to go with all of this? What now?
Things and stuff.
Davey, if you were going to niche down here, it looks as if you... Now, at the moment, these videos aren't particularly performing well for your channel, but if that's what you want to do in the future, you want to communicate very clearly to your audience that your videos are all about 72 hours in. You can almost call your channel that? I think that would be quite an interesting, because then it doesn't necessarily become a travel vlog. It becomes a concept of, we're going to spend a small amount of time doing this or going there or building this or whatever it is. And that could almost be your niche per se, if you wanted to try and do more than just vlogs. Travis, you picked this out very intelligently here, that there is a particular type of video that's doing well here, like an Andrew Yang surprise guest visit at a concert. Maybe concerts are going to be really successful for your channel, but in general, yeah, you were right, a little all over the place. It used to be camera stuff, and you were building a bit of an audience with camera stuff, getting into hundreds of views. Some of these, like with 800 views, that's really good. But then you went into this travel stuff, and look at how the views tanked. It's like YouTube was kind of getting an understanding of what your channel was about. Then you decided to do something completely different, and YouTube now is confused about what your channel is about. So it is always to do with audience. And if your audience then switches off because you've gone from telling people about a Sony RX105 camera to spending 72 hours in Paris, as me as a viewer, if I subscribe for camera gear, am I going to want to see that? Perhaps not. And that seems to be what's happening generally with your audience. Thumbnail-wise, Travis, what do you think? I think they're generally okay. I love the landmarks and the scenery. I'm not sure if you need the text. For example, if I see the Arc de Triomphe, do I need to know? Do I need to see Paris on there? I'm pretty sure most people are going to know that landmark and like a canal and the very distinct houses down the sides. You probably got an idea that that's Amsterdam. So I'm thinking maybe get rid of a text, that type of thing.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of. I like the Amsterdam ones specifically, and the New York one's kind of cool too. So I'm always against putting too much text in a thumbnail, but the text here is almost reasonable, with the exception of the really small writing on the New York and Amsterdam. Like, I don't even know what that last line says.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it's very eye-catching, and I think it looks good. The ones that say like Geneva, though, I don't really like black print on stuff like that, because it is a little hard to read. Especially the 72 hours in Geneva, Switzerland wedding one on the bottom left corner. Like the September 13th there is almost impossible to read. So I think you should always start with your thumbnails with no text, and then if you have to add text, use it for context. Is just the best way to
when
do
you
it.
want to add text, use it for context. That's a future phrase that we're going to be definitely using here at vidIQ. All right, I'm going to do some quick live streaming update here. Leron has given me the link to submit our podcast. So look at what we're doing here, folks. This is live updating. I'm going to stick the link in there. Now, if you refresh a live stream, you should see that link, and that will allow you to submit our channel for the award. And if 187 of you who are watching right now did that, we would be very much appreciative. And Travis and I are just going to stare at the screen until you do that.
Yeah.
That was awkward. Let's move on to the next channel, which is 7K Dreamer Plays. This is a gaming channel, and the reason I picked this one up is because, I'm going to be honest, I have never heard of this game. I have no idea even what console it's on. I think it's a video game from what I could tell. But I think the important thing here is that this channel, like ones we've seen in the past with Splatoon and No Man's Sky, is that this channel has decided, right, I'm going to pick maybe not the most popular game in the world, but I'm going to make it my home, my castle, and I'm going to share everything I know about it, all the knowledge I can bring to an audience, probably more than any competitors who might not be concentrating on this game, and the channel seems to be benefiting for that. 6,000 subscribers, and when you look at the views, it's like 6,000, 9,000, 7,000, even the lower viewed videos still get 1,500 views, which I think is great for this channel. I think this is evidence once again of when a channel decides to niche down and they maybe go after something which has a lot less search volume but a tiny fraction of a competition. This is where you can build up a channel. I'm just going to have a look at the about section here to try and get a better understanding of the game. So it's progress in 7 nights, I think. Hence 7Ks, I understand that now. You come to the right place. Travis, you're going to be one of these who loves this type of description where it's getting in a couple of keywords and it's using you, so it's telling the audience not what's in it for them, not necessarily a bit of self-indulgent stuff about the creator. I love all of that type of stuff, and it's nice and long, so plenty of keywords. 500,000 views, which is brilliant for a channel of this size. What else could you add here in terms of whether the channel's doing anything right or wrong, Travis? It seems like just a really good, solid, slowly growing channel.
100%, and the views are really, really good for a channel this size.
Absolutely.
So it would be hard to argue too much with it. One thing I always talk about when I'm doing one-on-one consults, especially last week in Vid Summit, is when you're looking to figure out thumbnail strategies, one thing you should be doing when you're doing kind of like your keyword research is to put those keywords into search and see what thumbnails are winning, and try to be very similar to their style, especially if there's something that's just really similar about the styles that win. So these are the thumbnails that are winning. And you can see they're very brightly colored. It seems like there's some action going on. There's a couple of dark ones, but they all have this kind of like action-y type of feel. Like some of them feel like they're moving almost. So these all look kind of similar. So your thumbnails should be similar. This is what people are used to seeing. So in order to make sure your thumbnail can compete, make sure you do a search on your whatever your keywords are and take a look at the results and see if yours stack up, and if they can even beat it, be better. Now here's something else that's interesting, and I've never seen this with a channel this small. One thing I've always talked about is the money is when your channel ranks for a search term. It's pretty rare, but with 17,000, and I mean I guess it's the official channel, but even so, the 7 Nights of Global official channel is ranking for the search term. There are other channels that do that, but to have your channel as the second result for a search term, pretty amazing. And I have seen other channels that are not like official channels rank for certain terms, and that just comes from hammering it over and over and over again.
I think this is crucial as well. If my magnifying tools wants to work, it doesn't for some reason. So look at down here where I'm showing it on top creator. What this means, this is one of the free vidIQ tools. It shows you which channel has the most videos appearing for that search term. And our channel that we're auditing does that, 7K Dreamer Plays. That means that you're consistently hitting the right keywords and YouTube is correctly identifying those videos. And because you've built up some authority through volume, consistency, probably watch time, click-through rate, YouTube loves you. And whenever you make a video, you're going to sort of see yourself get that search ranking bonus. So again, I think awesome stuff from a channel. The one thing I would say is that the thumbnails, I think individually are good, but I think they lack a bit of consistency. Just as an example, I love these 3 thumbnails here. They're like super strong, and I really like this particular thumbnail with that font is like really clear and good. So if I was going to look forward to some consistency, these types of thumbnails here. I also like the fact that you're doing live streams as well, and those live streams seem to be doing relatively good. If you want to learn how to earn a bit more money from your live streams, then check out the video we did, which Travis helped us with as well, which are of course sound effects, which you haven't used any of, so I'm going to use a sound effect right there. So 7K Dreamer Plays. I think this gets our confetti award for a brilliant channel doing really well. Keep it up. Keep dominating this search term. Next channel is, I haven't got my notification switched to a new channel bell either. There we go. Found everything on my desk. IG with Steve. These are always interesting channels where it's a informational tutorial how to style channel on a competing social media platform. We've had this before with somebody who had a really good Snapchat YouTube channel. This is obviously about Instagram. The one thing I would immediately say if you're going to do a channel about Instagram is theme it in maybe the Instagram colors. I mean, you've done that in your channel banner. You want people to know exactly what your video is about when they see the thumbnails. So including the, you haven't got the Instagram logo in there anywhere.
Yeah.
And looking at all of the thumbnails. So I think that would be your first task. I mean, don't get me wrong. The thumbnails are generally good because you've gone for this sort of basic look, which is powerful. I mean, this is one of the occasions, Travis, where in terms of tutorial stuff, I'm a bit more leaning on whether you use text or not. And this text is very clear. You can read it straight away, so I don't have too much of a problem there. But just a bit of color branding and a bit of icon changing would help you out there. Videos tend to spike a lot. It looks as if when you've found a particularly good news story or a secret tip, for example, get Instagram dark mode on your iPhone without something, with iOS 13. That looks like it's a bit of a secret that you found on the video on Instagram. It's brilliant. Do that as much as possible. Whereas other videos aren't quite that successful. So just going forward a bit with this channel, where would the strategy be, you think, Travis, with Instagram?
I really think you're 1,000% right. The branding of it so that it looks like it's an Instagram channel is definitely the key to this one. Obviously, if you look like the business, you're going to get the business. If you look like you're the expert, you're going to get the people looking for the expert. So I think it's really a very smart thing to kind of get the Instagram colors going. I think the titling is correct because it's all looking for long tail SEO friendly kind of things. And certainly a couple of these have really blown up and worked. But I really think the thumbnail is what's killing it. So if we were to do Instagram strategies in the search, what would we find?
Oh, right. I'll just, right. I'll leave it on most popular and then, yeah, let's have a look.
Just out of curiosity.
Instagram, what do we do? Tips or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it comes up as a good list.
We'll see Roberto in there somewhere.
Yeah, so I'm immediately drawn to that one. This bad boy right here has like a bit of has a color scheme in the background, a logo. Oh, my internet is cut out. Are you still there, Travis? Where's my internet gone? I'm back. Hello.
It says unstable. But
I'm back now, I think. My internet was unstable for a second. So, Travis, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep.
We're all good. I was saying that this thumbnail right here, that is like the ideal type of Instagram style tips and tricks thumbnail, I would say personally, looking down the list.
I think, and then you see the Instagram logo there a couple times.
Yeah.
And I think, and Jade's really good. Jade's really excellent at this stuff. She also knows, but you see Instagram more times than not, the little icon there. So I think that's the thing that you should be incorporating into your thumbnails. So yeah.
And one more thing I've noticed as well about tips and tricks, this type of thing, is notice how many numbers appear in the titles, like 5 new tips, so listicles, or making it relevant to today, 2019. Somebody's jumping the gun here and going 3 new tips for Instagram in 2020. We're not even there yet, pal, but wow, you're trying to sneak in there as early as possible. So just going back to the original channel here, you may want to think about doing some sort of listicle tips and tricks. You can make longer videos there when you do that. And you do include 2019 in some of your videos. That's fantastic. Us at vidIQ are now starting to think about maybe including 2020 in our videos as people prepare for like New Year's resolutions. That's probably going to be a big thing in December, January type of area. I'm just looking at your most successful videos, like Action Blocked on Instagram. That had 30,000 views. My question would be, is if that video did really well and you had a lot of feedback and questions, could you turn that into a follow-up FAQ video potentially? And I know sometimes with tutorial videos, you can make the video and then it doesn't really pop until 2 or 3 weeks later. I think as soon as you recognize a video is popping, even if it is a little old, do some follow-up content because it's hot for your channel there and then. Let's reel this back in a little bit there. I think the channel with 400 subscribers is doing okay. They've had a couple of breakout videos, and I'm guessing, you haven't been on YouTube for that long. I mean, you were using the Instagram color scheme earlier on, and then you changed it. I wonder why you did that. Were you trying to stand out maybe in the Instagram world? I think this type of thumbnail here is good. You just need to bring in the Instagram theme a little bit and maybe 1 or 2 graphics to help communicate that type of thumbnail. All right, let's move on then. The next channel is the Tuga Handyman. I hope I pronounced your channel right. Okay, Handyman channel. I'm thinking DIY, although Travis hates that word personal on YouTube. But your channel banner and your channel name doesn't communicate exactly what type of craft DIY fixing type channel it is. So let's have a look at the thumbnails. And is it any more clear?
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, a bit of everything.
Kind of tinkering and stuff.
So after 20-30 seconds, what are you called again? The Tuga Handyman. I would think you need a bit of a better branding strategy to clearly communicate what type of content your videos are. Yeah. And I think you need much more enticing titles. They all feel like file names, some of these, like Concrete Hand,
Yeah.
All right. What did you make that, or are you using concrete hands to use it as a unique jewelry holder? Why have you made this? Something that teases a little more a potential story within the thumbnails. What else we got? Fridge Magic DIY. Okay, so this looks interesting. Like you might want to just add how to make fridge magnets, and then get rid of DIY. And then tell us like how to make fridge magnets in 5 minutes, or with one sheet of metal, or like something that encourages me to click on it rather than what it is. You're telling me. I think in a lot of these titles, you're telling us a what, but you're not necessarily telling us a why of why I should watch any of these videos.
So interestingly, I watched. I real quick, briefly. Kind of went through within these like 2 of these videos because I just wanted to see like what the content was. Interestingly, there was no speaking in it, which I thought was really it caught me off guard actually.
Okay.
So it was just visual, nothing wrong with that. But I think when you're doing something like that, when you're doing like a visual kind of showing of how to do things, you need text to kind of pop up and say like, this is what you're doing, and you press into here and you plug into here and that sort of thing. Because while you can watch it and see it, that's great. There might be little intricacies that we're not able to tell in the video that might be helpful. Like how big is that square? Is it 2 inches by 1 inch? Like, you know, what's going on there? So I think while it's great to do this because you can get an international audience and not have to worry about translations, B, it's great just for people who can't like hear, or maybe just have hearing problems or something. That's great. The flip side of that is without text, it does become like your video has to be perfect. Like you have to be able to really understand everything visually, and that's kind of difficult. Another interesting thing is I actually spoke to a gaming channel at Vid Summit when I was doing a channel audit. He had 9 million subscribers, and he had an interesting thing that happened because most of his videos don't have speaking either. What ended up happening is a large portion of his audience were non-English speaking people, which I thought was interesting. Because there's no English in it. So it was able to be then pushed out to multiple places. Now, the bad thing about that is for CPMs, if you're interested in monetizing your content, it is not super high. But it did make it a really interesting conversation piece. We went back and forth about how to kind of leverage his content to get back into more of an English-speaking audience because he wanted to start speaking. So I think in here, if you're going to do this, make sure you have text or something popping up as you're explaining how to do things. I think it's a really cool channel, but definitely a couple of tweaks would be helpful.
Boom, there you are, the Two-Girt Handyman. And one last thing I would say is if you can up the number of videos, it looks as if you're doing, certainly in the last 6 months, 1 a month. And so if somebody, like with 3 videos here, which have like 400, 300, so that's good for your channel with 100 subscribers. But I think your audience would just want to see more from you if that's hopefully possible. Moving on. All right, I'm going to play a little trick here on Travis. I want you to try and pronounce this word here.
Leicester? Leicester?
Oh, I do enjoy playing jokes on Americans, but I'm sure you could probably give me some names from places in America which I won't be able to pronounce. This is called Leicester, but everybody tries to pronounce it Leicester or Licksister or whatever how you pronounce it. It's always a comedy moment there. Anyway, this channel, it is Sportsa. And it looks to me like a young supporter of the football team at Leicester City. And I think this is one of these trending movements of channels where they go to each match and try and film like their journey, how they're traveling to the match, their reaction. So it's not necessarily showing you the highlights of the games, because obviously you might jump into a bit of copyright issues if you try to do that. But it's almost like the storytelling behind it, the fans' reactions, and like what happens at halftime, or the fun little things. So I think this is a fantastic idea, and the fact that you're doing this, what seems to be a younger age, is brilliant. So welcome to YouTube. Enjoy the experience, and it looks as if you've been doing it since the start of this season, predominantly, because in the UK now, I think the football season's been going on for 2 or 3 months, and it looks like you try and cover cover each of Leicester's matches, which is brilliant. You're already having a bit of success. Like, look at this one, 1,400 views there, brilliant. Another one here with 500 views. I think what you've just got to take here, and I guess what might be useful is, what's your name? I think a lot of the strength of your channel is going to be your personal story. So I want to know your name. Can I see it anywhere? I still don't know what. Oh, there. I think it's Joshy. So Josh, I think that's your name. Josh. Or is it? Yeah, Josh Smith, I think is your name. So try and just be a little more forward maybe in your channel banner about who you are and what you intend to do with this channel. Thumbnails, I think, are good. They're a little busy, and I think the titles maybe are a little too functional. It might be that you need to add a little bit more excitement, like this last one. What a comeback! I do like that, and that you've got a reaction there on your face, which is brilliant, and like one of the players scoring. So I think that's telling a good story as well. So I think there's lots of elements that are slowly building here on this channel. I've sort of led with this one, Travis, because I know a little bit more about soccer than probably you. No offense. Yeah,
absolutely.
So what are you thinking, like just YouTube wise? How can the channel improve a little bit?
My only question would be, again, and this goes back to kind of sort of, because I'm not really familiar with this particular niche, so I don't know what thumbnails win. When I look at some of these win for me, and then others seem too complicated. But yeah, some of the ones that look complicated actually do pretty well. So again, the niche itself is what dictates the thumbnail style. So we give you kind of best intentions and kind of best practices, but your niche may be completely different. I found a niche. I was talking to someone the other day. I think it was financial, and that's kind of in line with what he's doing. It looks kind of a lot going on. There's fonts and all types of things going on, where it was a financial niche. And because of that, there weren't a lot of people that were great at thumbnails. So the bar was kind of low. So he was able to kind of succeed even with not like excellent thumbnails. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't try to be better, but if people are used to kind of seeing a certain style of thumbnail, you should probably go ahead and kind of mimic that in a way, of course, putting your own twist on it. So you look here, these are different. Look at the emotion there. Isn't that great?
I think that's it, isn't it? I think you need to capture the emotion of you at the match, along with something that identifies the game. And as we said, like in this last one, you kind of started to get the idea there. And that's got 400 views, so I think that's pretty good for the size of your channel. And so, yeah, good points there, Travis. Do a bit of research, which I think you're doing to a certain extent. And, yeah, look, I think every time your face is on there, so there's one there, that's got 400 views, that's got 400 views. Anywhere else? That one's maybe a little too complicated. This one here, every time you are on the thumbnail, you are guaranteed 400 views. That's what it looks like.
That's pretty good.
On each video, which is fantastic for the size of your channel. So keep it up. I know there's a lot of time and effort that will go into not just the videos here, but actually just being a fan of a football team is like, it takes out every single weekend. So Sportsa, I'm thinking maybe you want to do it. I don't often suggest channels change their channel name, but I think maybe this one needs to be a bit more Leicester City centric. So maybe an update of your channel name perhaps in the future. But yeah, I just want to say congratulations on the success of your channel so far. And I think you're going to get a little channel confetti for that one. Well done, sir. All right, we're going to move on to... Did I pick this one or you, Travis? I think it was me.
Not me.
Wabi Gaming. Gaming channel here. 8,000 subscribers. And I think I just generally picked this one because it is a Fortnite channel which has 8,000 subscribers. So I think you've already ahead of 90% of the Fortnite channels, which just never get cracking in terms of the size of their channel. What is it that's going to make your channel successful? Generally speaking, the views tend to be a little low, maybe 100, 400, but then occasionally I have these videos that break out. For example, I think this is one where you've thought of something really unique to tell the current vibe of Fortnite. Evolution of the entire Fortnite island. So something that you're probably not going to see in many other channels. I think that's like a unique take of, and people always love history lessons, or like these data graphs are really popular at the moment. Anything that shows like a period of time on something tend to do really successfully. How to unlock the secret black hole mini game. So that's another one whereby you found like a secret that maybe you were one of the first to find, which is brilliant. It got lots of views there. So I think it's all about, in terms of Fortnite, is you tend to be the secret finder or the storyteller of, or I got almost like the Fortnite Wikipedia style channel. Those are your superpowers. Stick to them. I guess probably the channel would say to me right now, yeah, Rob, I'm doing that with every single video that I do, but some just do better than others. So in that case, maybe it's a thumbnail that's the most powerful one. Because again, this one here, really clear thumbnail. We know exactly what's going on. You're showing the evolution there, the before and after. This one here, I mean, just to say that this is I assume it's in Fortnite, yeah. You're finding a secret game in Fortnite, and that's like a complete juxtaposition of what you would usually see in a Fortnite thumbnail. It's like, that doesn't look like Fortnite, but there is a secret game. Oh, it's a secret game in Fortnite. I've got to click on that one. What are we thinking there, Travis, if you got any more to add? Yeah,
well, and you go back only a couple of weeks ago, there's completely different games, so it's not even like they're all Fortnite. So that kind of goes back
Plants vs. Zombies, you're right, yeah.
Yeah, there's tons of, and that's only a couple of weeks ago. Look how many videos in the last 3 weeks they put up. A tremendous amount of videos in 3 weeks.
And this is interesting. Okay, so Plants vs. Zombies, right. It looks as if it's a bit of a channel pivot here. The Plants vs. Zombies videos seem to be the most popular. All right, we're going to have to sort by most popular here. What is this channel about? Now we're asking that question. Is it about Fortnite or what is your superpower, generally speaking? And it tends to be whatever game you fancy playing. Yeah.
Fortnite. Fortnite. So it's like 3, 4. That's
2.
A bunch of Fortnites. There's a lot of Fortnites in the top 10.
Yeah.
But that's to be expected because this is still a really popular game, and with season 2, coming, it's one of those things that it's still a good opportunity, but you need to start using the phrase like season 2 in your titles for Fortnite. I think
season 11, I think it's on that, or is it chapter 2? Yeah, I think it's chapter 2, season 11. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever the case may be, just start using that in your titles.
And I think if you are jumping gaming topics, you're going to have to expect that sometimes you just get videos that aren't going to perform.
Yep.
It looks as if you've accepted this Warby. It looks as if, let's just have a look at the about section. Is there anything else that just maybe gives us an insight? Trophy hunters, straight to a point, Fortnite and other new games. Okay.
I think you just need to be in the same type of game. Like we've talked about this before. Like Roblox is similar to Minecraft, so that's okay. Yeah. Apex Legends is kind of close to like a Call of Duty. It's both first-person shooters, so that's okay. You see these pivots happen from time to time, but if you were to go from Fortnite to Minecraft, they're kind of different. So the only way people are going to pivot with you is if they like your personality, which is great. That's what you want. But it's just a harder sell sometimes, especially when you're first starting out, to kind of get that pivot to people to come with you. So try to find games that are similar. Like these, look at Ghost Recon shooter for Call of Duty. Need for Speed's completely different. Doom is in line. Watch Dogs and Cyberpunk are closer together, but there's a lot of variety there.
I've never seen actually a channel tell the audience this is what I'm going to be covering next. Like this is my schedule. Cool. That's really interesting. Yeah. I guess the interesting thing might be is if you stuck to one game, if you just done Fortnite from I don't know if that's a US date or a UK date, but if you'd stuck to Fortnite for 2 years, do you think you'd have 10,000 subscribers, or do you think you'd have maybe 100,000 subscribers? I'm not saying that that's right or wrong. It's just if you move topics all of the time when your audience is used to a certain type of video, a certain type of game, how does that affect your channel? Just a thought. But I think generally you're doing well, and maybe you got some tough questions to ask yourself as you continue to grow, as it feels as if your channel should be a little bit bigger than what it is, just given sometimes the success some of your videos have had. But anyway, channel's doing well, 8,000 subscribers. Generally speaking, if you're doing straight to the point videos that tell people exactly how to do things, that's brilliant. Keep it up. I guess the other argument might be is that some of these videos are really short. Maybe do a bit of a poll and say, what are your best performing videos in terms of video length? So let's have a look at that, because I noticed you've done videos here under a minute. Some are 2 minutes and others are 5 minutes. Is there any pattern here on video length for the most popular ones? Yeah, if you look at your top 10 videos are all over 3 minutes. And there's some here which are a minute, which are just under, but that tells me that you should maybe concentrate on doing videos of at least 2 or 3 minutes and above and try and get rid of the shorter ones. That's a general piece of advice, in that your video should be longer than maybe 60 seconds, because it feels to me as if your video is shorter than 60 seconds. YouTube, for whatever reason, I know we talk about watch time, but I don't think that necessarily always applies, but for some reason, under 60 seconds, unless you are the Spider animation channel, which has millions of views from 1-minute videos. YouTube just tends to not distribute those videos. I found that on the vidIQ channel. Anyway, I was rambling a bit there, but yeah, it looks as if longer videos tend to perform better. We'll move on to Freestyle Experimenter. Now, we were talking about, just then, Travis, about how you could maybe connect your topics and your content. How do you think football freestyle and experiments connects together when we look at videos that are Coca-Cola versus Mento experiments and then freestyle footballing? I'm a little confused here. What is the channel about?
And that's over like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it looks like, well, so this seems to be early on. My guess is just trying to figure out what will stick. And the results are confusing because you have the Coca-Cola versus experiment, and you think, okay, I'm doing experiments, and the next experiment did okay, but then there's a football one that did really well. Actually, there's 2 or 3 football, so you almost don't even know like which one. We talk a little bit about when you're smaller, trying to experiment to figure out what you want to do if you don't know. But this one has kind of give you a split answer, because the one Coca-Cola was great, the other experiment was okay, but all the football ones have been pretty mildly successful. So I think the most important thing here is to do something you can do a lot of and continue to do it without being burned out. So don't just look for something that's popular just for the sake of it being popular. That just doesn't work for very long. You need to find something that you're going to be enjoying, something you like, something you'll continue doing, and something that's completely scalable over time. If the Coca-Cola versus Mentos thing, if you do that like 5 different ways, then what? You know what I mean?
If you were to include a football in every single one of your science experiments, then that might be a way to combine the 2 topics. Or if you just did some freestyling style football within your science experiments, that would kind of make sense. But it almost feels as if the channel should have started with 2 channels and done this content and found out which one is better, and then maybe focus on that one. With all that being said, though, Travis, you are right to say that this channel is less than a month old, and already they have 150 subscribers. That's and one amazing video that's got 3,000 views. So that is fantastic. Brilliant. Actually, in terms of raw audience and views, you are doing fantastic. I guess we're thinking 6 months down the line and saying, I've done a football video here that got 20,000 views, but I really like making these science experiments. It's like, whoa, where does your channel go now, and what does your audience want to see going forward? Does the About section help us out here at all? Freestyle Experimenter, new kind of visual experience where you see lots of experiments along with my football freestyle and it's almost like if I was to start doing Survivor Series predictions on the vidIQ channel next week, because I'm a wrestling fan.
Yep.
It's like, whoa, the audience is going to get
Those are 2 different channels. I mean, there's 2 different channels. You have a football freestyling tips and tricks channel, which you should split off. And this is the visual kind of experiments. That's what you need to do. You just need to split them off. Now, whichever one you want on this channel is completely up to you.
Yep.
But you have 2 different channel ideas. You should have 2 different channels.
There you go. Right, so we're going to move on to the next channel here, which is Brandon Young. Let's see. Learn how to make money successfully, invest and be more successful. Videos every 2 days. Oh, that's an interesting schedule. So they're never on the same day each week. Anyway, 6,000 subscribers. Views are very spiky and low compared to the number of subscribers you've cut. I've got my thinking emoji face on now because I want to try and find out why that is. How to buy a Ripple on Binance. I have no idea what that is. How my Game Boy Color got stolen. So these are, I guess, maybe we're doing this wrong. We shouldn't really be looking at the most popular videos if a couple of years old, but there are some videos in terms of investment we should do a little bit better.
I think though that tells us like where the audience came from, right? So
yes, for the subscribers.
Maybe that's why the views may be a little bit lower, because they subscribe for something else. And I talked about this at Vid Summit several times. So I want everyone in the chat to really listen to what I'm about to say, because it's incredibly important. I spoke to a creator while we were going through his channel, and he had one particular niche. I don't exactly remember what the niche was, but randomly he had a completely different video that he was trying to get based off of, I believe it was like the Impossible Burger thing or something like that. It was something that was very trendy just about 4 or 5, maybe like 2 or 3 months ago. And I had to ask him this question. I said, so why did you do that? He said, well, it was trending. I wanted to see if I could get some views on it. And then I asked this very simple question, and the answer really, you could tell it stuck in him. And I said, well, what would have happened if that video blew up? Your channel would have then become a KFC Impossible Meat Chicken Sam's channel. Congratulations. He immediately realized that, just going for these random spiky videos actually doesn't help at all. And as a matter of fact, hurts, because it takes you out of the direction that you really want to go. So when you're doing these kind of random things, and I'm not saying these are random, but I'm just saying that in general, when you're trying to go after just trends for the sake of trends, just imagine if that video pops, the one where you're making a chocolate cake upside down. Oh, that was cool, but your channel's a Fortnite channel. Now you've got a chocolate upside down making cake channel. Congratulations. So really be thinking about that. Be very intentional with all of your videos, and always try to stick to what it is you're trying to get across.
So with that being said, Travis, should this channel maybe, because it now looks like a very professional style channel where the creator is trying to give financial advice and get hired, like providing a professional service, might it be an idea for this channel to almost start a new channel with this financial advice? Because the audience, it looks to me as if the audience, 6,500 subscribers, are not interested in the slightest. Well, maybe you're running at about 1,000 subscribers here, looking at the views. I may be being a little harsh. Or does a creator just need to accept that I haven't got 6,500 subscribers. I'm actually appealing to maybe 1,000 subscribers, and my videos might get 200 views, 300 views, that type of thing. It's just when I saw my most popular, there were occasional videos, even though some of them were going back to like this vloggy type stuff with a stolen Game Boy and how to make a green apple juice. Some of these did look to be financial videos that have done really well. So I think
some are really old, and then some are very
yeah.
specific.
Yeah.
But some I think are very specific, and I think the content he's doing now is probably better suited for like overall long-term kind of evergreen content. However, the amount of subscribers, and I think we just need to forget about the number of subscribers and just think about the content. It makes more sense for me now. Like what he's doing now makes sense. Like 15 frugal living tips. I think that's a great subject. I think it's a fantastic subject. So I think things like that are going to be great. But if you start getting into the weeds, like cash flow quadrant, I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. I know that I want to learn 15 frugal living tips. So am I the same person that wants to watch both videos? I don't know. I don't necessarily want to be an entrepreneur, but maybe I want to know about Fiverr. So there's a bunch of different, I can see that there's an overall kind of umbrella, but it's not incredibly clear what the value proposition of this channel is. Like it's close, it's almost there. If he just tweaks a little bit, I think we're there.
Just to give you an idea, Brandon, there's two videos here about a credit card and credit card checks. And I think, Travis, you and I, we audited a channel 2-3 weeks ago that was all about, it was nothing but credit cards. That was the only thing. That's what it niche was. So you knew that the next video you were going to see was how to save money with a new credit card or how to get bonuses from a next credit card. But as you're saying, Travis, I don't have a clue what Meal Pal is, and I don't have a clue what cash flow quadrant is. These seem to be like really specific apps for maybe trading or investment, and as you say, the creators maybe going into the weeds once and then trying to find another weed to try and dig out, and feels as if there might be a bit too much going on here. As an example, this video here, shipped shopper, that got 1,000 views. Great. Maybe you want to do a follow-up video on just that app. Maybe a competing app like Ship Shopper versus another very similar style app. That might be a way in, but at the moment I think there's just, as you say, there's too much going on here in terms of different money making or money saving aspects. But
I like the overall idea. I think the concept of getting, and I've always said this, saving people time, saving people money will always win. So just keep at it.
All right, that is our prescribed list of channels that we're going to audit. So what we do now, folks, is we do a little bit of this. This machine here is going to start rolling, and it's going to pick a number. Now, what I need to do here is I need to check the list because we're now up to 520. Now, that's not actually 520. It's actually 312 to 520 because I forgot to purge the list last week. So everybody from 320 submitted from yesterday. So that's how I'm doing it. Then, when this machine runs and I press a button, we get 476. This is a completely random channel. We do not know what we're going to see. We get the thumbnail there. It tells the URL there. We get the URL. We see that it's an animation channel, and we audit. Bradley Badly Animates. Oh, I love the alliteration.
I love the
title.
name.
Okay, what is the channel about then? We assume it's about animations. You have 160 subscribers, and the main character is, I think, this animated lion. I mean, I'm going to call this a lion. I don't know. Other people might call it a very hairy horse. I don't know. I guess there's some intention here that you say it's badly animated, and sometimes like the comedy of this makes it great. My question to the creator is, how can you get people to click on your videos? What's going to make me watch this animation over something else? And that's going to be the challenge for you. But already you have a bit of an audience with you're getting 100 to 200 views, which I think is already great for a channel of your size. You've been working at this now for about a year. It's going to be continue to be a challenge to do this. I think like with many things, but especially in animation, the thumbnail really has to tell a story, because your animations, I assume, are going to have an element of storytelling in them, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Especially when, I mean, this is rare for an animation channel to have videos over 3 minutes long. Usually for animations, these like 12, 7, which is brilliant. But when I look at this video, Chicago 3, what does that mean? What's going on? Is the lion escaped in Chicago? Is it eating people? Is it helping people? I need more context in the thumbnail to persuade me to click. And I think that's going to be a lot for many of your videos. Like summer stories. Okay, so summer stories, like, try and tell me in the thumbnail and the title one of those summer stories. Right. Maybe that you were lounging on a hammock, drinking martinis. I don't know, that sounds completely bonkers, but without clicking onto the video and watching it, I don't know what this contains. So that's where I'll be thinking. Travis, what are you thinking? I'm just going to, as you give me a bit more about the channel, I'm going to just click on one and see what happens.
Yeah, that's actually what I'm interested in. Because the concept is that Bradley badly animates stuff, which I think bad animation could be funny. It could be entertaining. It looks kind of funny. I mean, I like that. Yeah, I guess it depends. Definitely need a slightly better titles. The Chicago 3 doesn't tell me anything. And you can have fun with the actual title, because obviously if you're showing like this lion in the middle of a
just
ocean or something,
just sitting in what lake is that? Is that Chicago? What is the lake?
I mean, it looks funny.
Is it Lake Michigan? That I don't know.
Oh my gosh, there's a lot going on, and I think it's interesting, right? So use your titles to make people want to click and find out how funny some of these are. I'm sure that the content itself is pretty decent, because the videos are actually getting pushed and they're getting more views. And if YouTube was thinking that people weren't liking them, they would not get the views. So the content itself must be okay. We just need to get those thumbnails up on the same level. We probably should move to the next one, because we're taking a lot of time on Bradley Badly.
Oh, we are. Yeah, let's move on. So Bradley, I hope you've found that useful. Thumbnails. Work on your thumbnails to tell a better story. 5:02. I do forget, Travis, what time it is, so we're going to have to try and motor on as quickly as we can for the gaming channel here. That is, let's have a look. See, we have another fantastic username here, Fappy Happy. You have to really be careful about how I pronounce his usernames. You've hidden your subscriber count, so I have no idea how many subscribers you've got. This genie from Aladdin seems to be key to your channel. I can see it in one of your thumbnails. How is that relevant to your content?
Yeah. All
right. Pro Evolution Soccer 2020, FIFA 2020, Wolfenstein, Pro Evolution Soccer 2020, Pro Evolution Soccer 2020. So we've got about four games there on Pro Evolution Soccer. Then Untitled Goose Game, which I still haven't played yet, but everybody tells me it's fantastic. Rage 2. That's 4 or 5 different games in the last month. I don't know what your channel's about, especially from the titles. But what is your unique selling point as a gamer? That's a question I'm asking as a viewer.
Yep. Definitely. Like, what am I going to get out of it? What's the point? Just saying, playing different games. I mean, that's more, seems like more of a Twitch thing. So if you just want to kind of stream different games, and I don't even know if that would even be the case, to be perfectly honest. I think you just need to have similar enough games. If I love Wolfenstein, I don't necessarily like FIFA, then I'm out. So I think you need to have very similar games until you gain enough of a following that people just want to follow you everywhere.
You've also got some VR images here on the right-hand side. Does that mean you're... Like, if you're specialised in VR content, I don't think you do, but it's in the channel banner. That's almost like a unique selling point. So I don't think many channels are looking at VR stuff. And yeah, it's gaming, but beyond that, what is this channel about? The Genie is completely throwing me off here in terms of what's going on here. It looks as if mostly all focused on football, and if it is a Pro Evolution Soccer versus FIFA channel, all right, make sure that is the focus of your channel, like everything that you do going forward. But we can't really see the focus there, so that would be our top tip for your channel. Moving on, we're going to try and go to another channel as quickly as possible. 339. I guess, Travis, if you just let me know, do you need to leave, and then like if a person turns up, he turns up, and then you...
Yes.
All right.
Okay. I'm actually just going to keep an eye on my thing over here, so it'll be fine.
All right. Okay. Let's have a look then. The next channel is Doing Exploring. Am I getting deja vu here? I feel as if we may have looked at this channel before, maybe not. Vlogs and challenges.
Have we? It looks so familiar, doesn't it?
The name of the channel does. Yeah, but let's pretend we haven't heard of this channel before. All right, vlogs and challenges. So again, at the very top of the live stream today, we looked at the channel was vlogs and more. Vlogs is already an all-encompassing topic. We need to know much more what you're going to be doing day to day. Video-wise, I mean, you got 50 subscribers, so congratulations already on that first landmark. You're doing a bit of Minecraft, playing hangman, a Ouija board. It looks to me like you're just joining the YouTube journey and trying to find out what your channel is about. That's perfectly fine. Once you know what your master is, your superpower, your skill, then double down on that content. You're using some custom thumbnails here and there. I tended to prefer more like the color scheme ones. I think they've got more consistency, and I can tell that all of these videos are from your channel, whereas if you use like a plain background, it's a little less clear, a little more muddy in terms of your content. And so yeah, that's what I'll be looking at. Any further thoughts there, Travis? Just as
I think that's it. We just need to entertains everyone. Yeah, I think we just need a little bit more I like to feature chickens.
That's funny. All? That's interesting. So, like, get some more chickens in there. Where are the chickens? Let's have a look. I can't see any chickens. We want to see the chickens.
Bring the chickens in. False advertising.
Bring back. Yeah, I'm going to report you to YouTube for misleading about section. I'm not really going to do that. I'm joking, of course.
Of course not.
All right, let's move on to the next channel. We have got here, which is 494. It's another gaming channel. Let's see what we've got for this gaming channel. It is called the Step Key Stealers, I think. I would change the channel banner a little bit because the text is just falling into the graphics, which I think is Fortnite. And if I guess you are a Fortnite channel, how do you make yourself unique as a Fortnite channel? Let us know. You stream on weekends at 6 p.m, which is fantastic. Are you exclusively a live streaming channel? I don't think so. It looks as if most of your videos are live streams, but then you take some of your best moments. And you know what? For a live streaming channel with 750 subscribers, I don't think these views are too bad. You're probably getting maybe 10, 20 concurrent people watching your videos. And that doesn't sound a lot, folks, but when you turn those 10 people into watching 3 hours worth of content, that is a lot of watch time right there. We call it watch time bombs when it's live streaming. I think you need to do maybe some better live stream Fortnite thumbnail templates because they are a little bit samey. You can't get away with having the same background and then just changing the text such as you've done here because if I just glance at these thumbnails, they all look as if they're exactly the same video. So there's plenty of Fortnite backgrounds, images, and templates that you could use. And then, you know what just occurs to me when I say that, Travis, is that we use exactly the same live stream thumbnail every single week. So I don't practice what I preach. I think we're going to have to maybe create a couple of custom ones. Although everybody here knows what this live stream is all about. Any more thoughts there, Travis? Fortnite.
I think you're right
2?
on. I think it's all about thumbnails at this point. They're already using the chapter 2 in the title, so let's go with some really, really strong thumbnails for these, for sure.
And you're getting like, well, you've done like 3 or 4 live streams in the last week. You've got, what, 15 hours worth of content there. Is it possible that you can maybe cut up some best moments, some highlights 100%. From those videos and use them as standalone pieces of content, just to add a bit of variety? Try that maybe. Travis, how are you doing? Any sign of your person turning up?
Nothing yet.
All right, then we will keep going for a little while longer. This channel is a vlog channel, and it is, let me see, it is... Oh, they've sent me directly to a video. Folks, when you put a link in in that page, make sure you send us the channel link because it means we go straight to our channel. Ipswich Town TV. So I think this is another vloggy type channel where this person's going to watch games from the team that they support. Now, I always forget when a channel hasn't set up their all of their channel settings quite yet, because we only have a home tab. We don't have a video tab and a playlist tab. And I always forget. I always forget how you need to enable all of those. So make sure that you clean up your channel a little bit in terms of all of the tabs, and it means you can put in an about section as well. I just can't remember off the top of my head why it's missing these areas. But I think the general advice is we go back to the channel that we looked at very much earlier, Sports there. Your expression of telling the story of a video and maybe some sort of snapshot from the match itself are going to make these thumbnails look 100 times better. With that being said, 25 subscribers, when you've made videos, you've got a decent amount of views, but you haven't made anything for 3 months. So if you're going to submit your channel for audit, we're going to say we need more content from you now. I think we'll move on because there isn't anything else to look at there. All right. Because you said nothing there, Travis, you thought you got away with that one. I'm going to let you lead with this one.
This is one we just did. Is that a different one?
Let's have a look. We'll find out. Whoa.
Oh, never mind. No.
That is an...
cool.
Oh, you've managed to give me a link which sends me to the old-style YouTube. Awesome. I don't even know if you can still do that. I think it's disabled. I think that's the thing that sometimes sends people to the older style YouTube.
Weird.
All right. So, 400 subscribers. YN Ghost. What are we looking at here, Travis?
Yeah, talk about the old styles. Up to the
right I can't remember how this looks. Wow.
How is that a thing? Okay. So just by the banner, hoping it's a video game channel because you got Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat, and then you got a gun, and then you got a Ghost guy, and you got some PlayStation, Xbox controllers. So hopefully it's gaming. So we look down, we see Apex. We see, it says I shouldn't have moved in this house. I don't know if that's a game or not. I don't know if that's the name of the game. Xbox new dashboard. So, I mean, we're doing the gaming stuff, which is fine. However, the thumbnails are not excellent. Definitely some room for improvement there. I think when you see things like Chernobyl gameplay #1, it doesn't give me enough context to really care. Like, okay, it's gameplay footage, but I can get that anywhere. Why would I want to watch yours? It would be better if you had like a secret that no one else knew about, a quicker way of beating that level, like something like that that gets me to want to actually click. And this goes for all niches, by the way. Like, give me a reason to click. And if you're just saying like full gameplay, I mean, okay, I probably have seen it at this point. So by the time I get to you, I need to see something very unique from you. And I also, generally speaking, would not put, and I've talked about this before, put episode numbers in the titles, mainly because, and this might sound silly on the surface, but it's an actual thing. You're giving people a reason to not click. At times, people might see something like episode 24, and they're like, well, I haven't seen the other 23 episodes, so this probably won't make sense, so I won't click. And my thing is always, never give a person any reason to not click. And if it just means removing the episode thing, remove it. Because once they're in the video, you can tell them, oh, by the way, if you want to see some other videos, they're in the playlist below, they're in the end screens, whatever the case may be, and then you send them along. If they don't even click, then you don't even get that view. So always make it more inclusive.
I agree with that. The moment the video starts, you can say what episode number you are, or in the description, or in the splash intro of your video, but never in the title or the thumbnail, because like you say, it implies commitment for previous videos that you need to watch. And each video should stand on its own 2 feet. The other really weird thing I saw here is that this channel is cranking out a massive amount of content in a short space of time, like 20 minutes, 40-minute videos. 40-minute video there, all of this done in the last day. How are you able to create all of this content?
Oh my gosh.
I think you need to step way back here and maybe think about doing at most 1 video a day, because the notifications will be being cranked out a lot. You've done well with like Xbox updates. I mean, there's some videos that have done pretty well here, like 300, 200 views, but it's just wow. Everything is all over the place, and I couldn't be able. Like
and another thing is, remember we talked about you only get 3 notifications per day, so you're burning through those.
I mean, like so these 3 videos could have got notifications, and then this one won't have got any notifications, and it's 3 hours old and got 3 views, which might tell you why that's the case. Just as an example, like if you just did Xbox new update and Xbox new support website updates and Xbox dashboard updates, if you just did one of those videos a day, you could almost be like the authority on I mean, it might be like a bit of a boring topic, but it would make a lot more sense to me as a viewer, and it'd be a lot more consistent for your channel. Anyway, we'll move on from that one. 428 is the next channel we are going to look at. Okay, it is a beauty channel. We've not looked at a beauty channel all audits all this week. Let's see if it's going to retain the old style. No, it's gone back to the new one.
Oh, we watched Being Brilliant before.
Oh, we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks
back. Well, let's do like a.
Yeah.
Let's pretend we're looking at his channel as if we've never seen it before.
Refresh.
I can't remember these thumbnails. Have they been updated? I think they have. If you look at this, I think. Oh, my mouse has stopped. Okay, it's working again. I think this channel has taken on board what we've been mentioning, and it's like close-up of view, close-up of a product, bang, boom, let's get talking about the product. And I think that's a lot more consistency and a lot clearer to the viewer as we look at each of the videos. That's good to see. Like huge super clearance, that's a video that did well. BMM makeup, I know that these are all British retail shops, and some of them may be cheaper than others. Look at this, BMM makeup. Each of those videos have got more than 1,000 views. Maybe your haul, cheap acquiring of stuff. Yeah, it looks as if your superpower is finding cheap makeup products, presumably, or not cheap. Let me rephrase that. Beauty products on a budget rather than cheap ones which are not well made, and that seems to be where you're best with your content, and it looks generally good. Again, I think what I'm going to say, my advice, and I've told this to a couple of people at VidSummit, is if you haven't already got one, get a ring light, because that will transform the way your photos look. You might want to maybe just try and find a plain background, which is maybe a bit of a different color to your face, because again, I think the beige whites blending a little bit with your face, which makes it looks a little odd sometimes. But yeah, I think a ring light would certainly help you there. Travis, am I missing anything here, or is this channel?
No, I think she's doing a great job of being very consistent face and product. I think she's doing a great job. I don't remember when we may have last seen her channel, but whenever it was,
feels like maybe 6 weeks ago. But yeah,
she looks great. It looks like she's doing a really great job. Holding the product up, I think, is so important.
I'll tell you what it was probably was. It was probably here when we said get rid of all this text. You can see all of this text in previous thumbnails, and then all right to it. Look at that. It all disappears. All the text disappears.
I think it looks great now.
Yeah.
So if it was us or not,
we are taking all of the credit for that.
Take all the credit. It looks great. I think she's doing a great job. Keep hacking away at it. The views are really strong, especially for your channel size. Keep doing it. What were the views like before?
I think they were in like the hundreds. Like some were in double digits.
Look at that. She's doing better now. Yeah, we will take credit for that too. Why not?
But I'd say BMM though. That looks to be the ones that perform better than slightly any of the other ones as videos.
Yeah, sometimes product specific. Yeah.
Buy a ring light, Bryony. I think that will transform how your thumbnails look because the light that you get, it just makes such a difference to how you look when a picture is taken. Yeah. Right, let's move on. Job. Are you still okay, Travis? Right, I'm going to update the number 520. I see the number has to be updated because another 23 people have submitted their channels. We're up to 280 people watching, by the way. Thank you very much for your support at this slightly different time of the live stream. 353 we are doing now. We got an outdoors channel. Getting a bit of variety now. I do like that when we can look at different types of channels. Oh, by the way, the channel banner was really fantastic as well.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Oh, I love this channel banner.
Be outdoors. I'm sure we've done this channel very recently, but hey, we're in a random area, so let's see what we've got to look at. So I think this is maybe like how to survive outdoor, which seems like a useful channel for you. How to bake cornbread, how to build some how-to stuff, which is good to see. How to save by going on a budget on water bottles. I like this, like you're giving really good advice in a simple way, which is sometimes what people want to see from tutorial stuff. I also really like that thumbnail as well. I feel that you've added like a nice raindrop background to the thumbnail. Maybe if you were a bit bigger in the thumbnail, but other than that, I like the creativity that was shown in that thumbnail. It looks to be one of your better performing ones. So that does reflect that sometimes the more effort that you put into a thumbnail, the more clicks you're likely to get from it. Travis, are you spotting anything in particular?
Completely stupid comment I'm gonna make. I had only ever heard of Dutch oven in one context. Had no idea there was a real Dutch oven. For many years, I just thought a Dutch oven was what I thought it was, and there's a real Dutch oven.
I have no idea what that
I'll
is
tell you
either
off,
context.
I'll tell you off stream.
All right, okay.
But I like the idea of like how to break cornbread in a Dutch oven baking. I think stuff like that where if someone actually has a Dutch oven and wants to figure out like, well, what can I cook in this thing? Having different recipes and stuff is going to be like the best thing for people to find you. And it looks like you're getting pretty good views on the Dutch oven stuff specific. So I would definitely look into something like that.
The one thing I may add to your repertoire of content is think about the seasons a little bit. A lot of this is about making foods. But now we're changing the seasons. If people are still doing crafting and outdoors in the winter, how does that change the way you do it? Do you need different survival equipment, or like do you need to make certain types of food that give you more carbohydrates or whatever to I'm not gonna. I was gonna say store fat and give you more heat, but that's like a really stupid way of talking about how to survive outdoors. I know nothing about it, so I think more education certainly for an idiot like me who would last 5 minutes outdoors on a chilly night. Because, I mean, how does the dynamic change? Are people still searching for these things in the winter months? Or are they searching for very specifically better gear for winter nights? That's just as a thought going forward, because it looks like you've got a healthy channel. The ominous 666 subscribers that you currently have, and the view counts seem fairly healthy as well. So be outdoors. Congratulations on the success of your channel, and just keep doing what you're doing. It seems to be working quite well. Let's move on to the next channel. 526. Have I already done 526? That feels like a repeat number. Gaming. Dice the Gamer. Okay. I don't think we've done this channel. So let's see what we've got here. Okay. Dice the Gamer. Dice in the channel banner. We're on a tropical island with some kayaks. What is the channel about? That's going to be my first question. And are you just using copyrighted content? Is that a reaction to the final trailer, or is that just a final trailer? The Avengers Infinity Saga trailer special edition. So, and like funny clips. I'm going to ask you a question here. Channel creator, Dice the Gamer. Is any of this content original? And it might be yes. I might be misinterpreting this channel, but as I look at it from a viewer and of somebody who's seen lots of thumbnails and seen lots of titles, this just looks to be repurposed content. If it is, if your channel does go viral or you have any success, I'm afraid you are never going to be monetized and your channel is just never going to take off. I don't know what the channel's about either. We got a Star Wars trailer, a live stream, funny video clips, come chat with me. I'm not really sure what else we've got on there. So, yeah, I didn't even think that's about Travis. I don't know what to say about the channel.
No, I mean, gaming music. Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. Just a channel that I always think of these as like dumping grounds. I don't mean like in a negative way, but like you find a bunch of content and you just kind of put it on YouTube and not necessarily expecting it to go anywhere, which I would hope that that's the expectation here, because I don't see the value add here where a lot of people are going to subscribe to it. Just my personal opinion.
All right, that is my dog in the background, so I'm going to pick a channel, and I'm going to let Travis lead on the next one, because, I think he needs to go to the toilet.
All right.
So, I don't think you needed to know that on the live stream, but, folks, I reveal everything here.
Another vlog channel with some history of iPhone, so kind of... just kind of all over the place. Can we find something that's like very succinct so I can have some time?
All right, Travis. Yeah. Again, that just looked like a channel of repurposed content. So, sorry if it wasn't. Jasper did not like that channel at all. Beauty tutorials on a budget. All right, I love the premise of this one. And as I go quieting down my little golden retriever, Beauty by Sheila Lynn. Travis.
All right, let's click the videos. Yeah, let's see.
85
subscribers. Looks good. Okay, looks interesting. Beauty by Sheila Lynn. So here's the thing: like, subscribe, new videos weekly, based completely on the banner and the title of the channel. I think I have an idea of what this channel's about, and that's what I'm talking about. So previous to this, we saw these other channels where we're not really sure what we're getting. This one's very kind of to the point. Now let's see if the promise of the videos is what the banner and the name says. So if we look down here, we see Disney Cinderella makeup. So yep, makeup, there we go. Zombie pop art makeup, yep. There's a tutorial there. Nails, yep. How to look like Barbie, yep. How to get Victoria's Secret's hair, yep. Ashley makeup, yes. So this channel is actually giving exactly what you have seen in the banner, and it's so important to be consistent and to be congruent. Anytime you stray from what you've told people your channel is about, you risk A, having a video doesn't go anywhere, and B, just kind of losing subscribers because they subscribed for a very specific purpose, a very specific reason. You gave them a reason in a video. If you start doing other random stuff, they have a reason to unsubscribe and not stay subscribed. So I think it's one of those things you need to make sure that you're consistent. Your content is congruent. And what that means is it makes sense from the banner, from what you say in your about page. All of your videos are in a similar niche so that someone comes, they know what to expect from your channel. If you're just going to, shotgun everything and kind of just randomly make stuff, it's much more likely that your views are going to be up and down and up and down and up and down. They're never going to be consistent, and you'll lose subscribers on videos. I see people all the time say, well, I lose subscribers on every video. Well, that's actually more common than you might think. You should lose a couple subscribers. It's just the way it is. However, you should not be losing a lot of subscribers unless you're doing something completely different than what you've been doing or what brought them to your channel in the first place. And that should really be your kind of guiding star. If you have a beauty channel and you're making beauty vlogs, which is great, which this channel is absolutely doing, giving you tutorials and everything else, continue to do that. If you are a beauty channel, but you're doing baking tutorials, that is the wrong thing to do. So make sure that you stay consistent. I like what Sheila Lynn's doing here. She's keeping it real consistent with the beauty stuff, and I like the thumbnails. A little bit too much text on one or two of these, but other than that, the zoom in of the nails and the zoom in of the face and everything is beautiful. Looks good. I like it. I'm in.
Thought I'd give people a quick Jasper update, by the way. We've had him now for 6 weeks, and he is one big boy right now.
A monster.
I think he's about 20 pounds now, 25 pounds. I can barely hold him up. If you remember, if you're on the earlier live streams, he was just a little gremlin in my hands, and now he's like an absolute monster. But yeah, I thought Jasper might want to say hello. Got anything to say, Jasper? All right, thank you for that. Right, okay, I'm going to switch on to the next channel, because... Okay. Let's see if this works. Right, Jasper, he's now biting me. Let's see if I can get the next channel, and then we'll have a look at it. Thanks for filling in on that one,
yeah,
Travis.
Of course.
Stop biting the headphones, Jasper. Right. Let's get in there. And then I'll switch back to the screen that people can see. No, not that one. That one, right. Okay, do you want to just leave with this one? And I will try and get Jasper back in his crate, and I will come back and give you a hand.
All right, Memories Gamer. I think we're kind of in a situation where we're assuming that it's a gaming channel. I think we're probably safe in that assumption. But the banner's kind of generic. It's just a blue kind of background. Doesn't give me any kind of thoughts as to what types of games I can expect here. And the avatar, the little circle by the name, does not reflect a smaller version of the larger banner, which I always kind of tell people they need to think about branding wise. You look down at the home, you can see a couple of games, Legend of Zelda, you got Dream Tier, you got some games that visually look very similar. You have a Let's Play playlist under there. So yeah, these games at least look visually similar. So there's a better chance of someone liking, even if they've never seen the game before, watch you play the other game. But again, back down to the Legend of Zelda, episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, I would kind of stay away from that and more kind of in your title, like you're talking about, the enemies are too OP and stuff. That's great. That works. And then, like we said before, early inside the video, talk about like, hey, we've been doing this for a couple of episodes now. Feel free to watch this. If you like it, you can go back to the older episodes, link in the description below and in the end screens.
I would like the creator to test playing a game through all at once as well, rather than trying to have 3 or 4 different games in a go. And like you did Zelda for a few episodes, and now you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 concurrent games running. So if I like your Legend of Zelda playthrough, but then I see 2 other games that I'm less in, because I would enjoy Legend of Zelda playthrough, but I don't know what either of these 2 games are. I would have to wait 2 videos in another week to see what I want to watch. I don't know if you've tried that in the past. It looks as if you have maybe a little bit, but I would generally say sticking to one video and playing that one game and playing that through will be better than the game jumping that you've got. But yeah, I think playing through retro games is like a good niche. You got 2,000 subscribers, so is there a particular game that was really popular or brought in a lot of subscribers? Let's see. Let's Play Jurassic Park for some reason was super popular 9 years ago. Okay.
Yes.
Very old channel. Wow. You didn't be. So we've been doing Let's Play game videos for a long time here. So I am gonna
older than 9.
I'm gonna say this. I think there may be an element here of you're doing the same thing that you've been doing for 9 years and maybe expecting something new or exciting or different to happen. And it's not. You're still getting less than about 100 views, maybe less. Now, if you don't care about building an audience and you just enjoy playing games and sharing it on YouTube, absolutely fine. But as Travis often says, if you submit your channel for auditing, we're going to give you feedback which is aimed at growing your channel. So I think maybe you might need to mix things up a little bit here. And thumbnail-wise, I guess you might want to switch things up again here because we've got the episode numbers from the games. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, from B Outdoors. We do appreciate that. £1.99. Let's have a look at another channel here. We've got a few minutes left in this live stream. 411. I guess I should also just say as well, sometimes if we're a little bit abrupt or a short when we're doing these random audits, it's not because we don't like the channel necessarily or we have a negative opinion of it. It's kind of like we're going into fast motion and we're trying to think of the first things that comes into our head rather than spending a bit more time and looking at the nuances of the channels at the beginning of the stream. So sometimes I feel as if it comes off a little negative, but like we're trying to get to the core of what might be right or wrong with the channel. A Woken Bear here, 174 subscribers, gameplays, walkthroughs, reviews. Is this of bear games? I'm only asking that because that's what the channel's called. The answer would be no. It's about Erica, the movie game, or I Was Left Alone, live continuing missions.
So a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it feels like all of the gaming channels we've looked at pretty much, apart from the one about, the huge difference, isn't it? It's like this channel with 6,000 subscribers, getting thousands of views on every video because it's looking at one game all the time and focusing on that niche, versus a channel which is everywhere and it doesn't satisfy anyone. That is the best example we can give you of the contrast between niching down and going random on YouTube. Yeah. I can't think of anything else to add. Yeah.
It's just, yeah, you're 100% right. If I come here and I don't know what type of content I'm going to get, I might not come here. And that's really what it comes down to. If I like Hitman personally, so I might watch those new Hitman season 2 videos, which would be great. And then all of a sudden you're playing something called Erica. I don't know what that is. Maybe I'm not interested in it, and now I'm not watching anymore. So you have to think about that. Think about the viewer.
If you want to build an Erica audience, then you need to play the game from beginning to end and reveal everything about it for your audience. Let's move on to the next channel. We've got some time, so we're going to keep going. 497. This channel is going to be is it another gaming channel, I think? Yes. Oh, no, we've already looked at Fappy Happy, I think. Let me just check it's the same one. Have you submitted your channel twice, or am I just forgetting which numbers have come up? Yeah, we've already done that channel, so let's pick another one. 362. All right, animation. All right, it's not the lion animation one this time. It's a different animation channel. Let's have a look. Oh, have you cheekily included your sub confirmation? Very sneaky. Very sneaky. Very sneaky. Trying to get us to subscribe to the channel. Maybe I should have subscribed. Oh, what the hell, I'm going to subscribe just to be nice. Right, 1,000 subscribers. It's an animation channel, and I guess going back to the previous animation channel, these are the type of thumbnails. Certainly these are the ones on the top row. These are really impactful, very simple, but tell a story. Something's on fire, something's terrified. Ransom with a $sign in there. Football injury. That's very clear. A bit of text used there. Almost attacked by a dog. I know how you feel with that thumbnail. Horror story. We're getting to Halloween, although that was 2 months ago, so maybe you could update that one now. And my brother betrayed me. I think that's a really, really powerful thumbnail as well. That is 100%. A really good example. I'm pointing at the screen here with my fingers. I don't know why, because no one can see this. I'll point with a mouse. This is a really good example of a thumbnail that stops you swiping, and then the title really teases a little bit more about what the content is. Brilliant thumbnail, absolutely love it. What else have we got here, Travis?
Looks like some of the older thumbnails aren't quite as good, like they were trying to find their way.
Yeah.
And then about 4 months ago, kind of figured it out, like very abruptly figured it out. Isn't it interesting?
Like from here,
like the one before
from the pure white ones to that. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. Like something clicked. Maybe they watched our live stream. Who knows? Regardless, I do like the newer version of the thumbnail. Of course, the almost set my skull on fire is great, except for there's white text at the top, which you really can't even read. But other than that, I mean, this is the direction that you should be going. And the other animation channels that we've looked at over the last couple of weeks needs to look at these, because I really think that when you see like something like this, especially if you're in the mood for something funny, these look to be like they'd be funny little videos. Now the question is the content good? Well, one way you can kind of tell, and it's kind of subjective, but views kind of help, because if people are not enjoying the videos, YouTube stops pushing them to other people. So as views go up, the presupposition is that YouTube is determined through people's actions of watching the video that it's a good video, so it goes up. So we can assume through some of these that people are watching them. The ransom one was 2,700 views, which is great. It's twice the amount of subscribers he has.
Fantastic.
Fantastic work here. Just keep doing these things. Keep doing this thumbnail style. And keep listening to what the people that are watching are saying they like, and do more of that.
And that, folks, brings us to the end of another weird, wild, wacky adventure through your channels on YouTube. Let me just stop sharing so that, no, that's already stopped sharing. So now, Travis, I should be able to see you on screen. There you are, folks.
There he is.
Another hour and a half there of looking at, how many channels? Another 30, 20 channels that we looked at there. We hope to give you some useful advice. The theme seemed to be, especially for gaming, niche down, concentrate on your thumbnails. The power of the titles with the thumbnails can be really super useful as well. And yeah, I think the hero of this week is the gaming channel that's focused on one particular game, proving yet again that if you are the master, the authority of a topic, no matter how big that topic is, you can start to build a brilliant audience with that. We're going to say goodbye to the following people. That includes Super User Tech Mods and HFS, the Artist Heaven. Thank you for moderating as usual, along with all of our usual moderators. Moods to relax, the sounds to heal is saying hi to everyone. I'm sorry, we're about to go. We are done. We've done 90 minutes of ordering. We're tired. I think Generic Waffles in the house as usual. Caracola, Bella, Mintro, Pro, Black Dragon 17, ZDMD with a nice YouTube emoji there. Paul Peck Drywall, praise to you. Thank you very much for your help this week. A Battle Royale mode, straight up lazy. The Real Cade, Garan Gaming. Travis, who else are we saying goodbye to?
The Russian Rooster, Last Pixel, Wrench Turna. I thought it was Tuna. Maybe it's because I want lunch. Who knows? Cartoon Talk, Home Coach UK, Owen 1099. We got M Living Art, and of course Doug and Nikki. We appreciate all of you for joining us this week for sure. You came out and did pretty well, like 280 some people watching. That's great.
Travis, I am officially allowing you to go have some lunch. Thank you for the 250 people who are watching right now, and I will leave you with this as I always do. Time is one of the most important currencies in the world, and you just spent 90 minutes of that with us, and we hope we gave you something of value. Remember that with your audience, whether you're educating them, entertaining them, or indeed answering the phone, as I think Travis is doing right now, make sure that time is used valuably, and we're going to wave awkwardly as we say goodbye, and we will see you all next week, probably back at the usual time, 11 a.m. The music has finished. Perfect timing. Enjoy